Hey guys, let's talk about work camping. But first I'm going to tell you just a little bit about us. Our first RV trip was a little over 12 years ago in a rented RV. Now we had tent camped for years prior to that, but an RV just opens up a whole new world of possibilities. We had so much fun on that trip 12 years ago that I even actually did a social media post about how I wanted to grow up and be a campground host. At that time, I had no idea there was a whole world out there for work camping, and it wasn't limited just to campground hosting. After that trip, we'd RV'd quite a bit and continuously discussed full-time RVing, but we knew we would need to supplement our income in order to make this happen before we were in our 60s or 70s. The more we talked about it, the more we really started seriously asking, how can we make this happen? That began our research phase. Somehow, while we were researching, I stumbled upon information on work camping, which sounded right up our alley. Fast forward a few years, we decided the timing will never be perfect, so we could either find a way or we could continue making excuses. While planning and preparing for our departure, I came across a post on social media about a couple I followed and the place they were work camping. We were extremely interested, so went ahead and sent the owners an email introducing ourselves and sharing our work experience. I told them we would like to come to work for them. We provided our contact information and then went on about our business. A little while later, we received an email and we began talking. This was last summer. We arrived here in late April and we are still loving our jobs. We also have our future work camping positions lined up next summer, and it was pretty easy to do. We decided where we wanted to be geographically, researched possible work camping positions nearby, reached out to them, and after a little discussion, we have a position for winter lined up and a position for next summer as well. Now, there seems to be a challenge for places to find help, so it worked out for both of us, and it was great for the employer to be able to plan ahead. So what exactly is work camping? Work camping is usually seasonal work where people live in their RV, but sometimes housing could be available. And each employer is different. Compensation can be anywhere from a place to park your RV with no hookups and no pay, all the way to a full hookup RV site with pay for all hours worked. Most places fall somewhere in the middle of that, with a certain number of hours worked for your site, and then additional hours are paid at an hourly rate. My tips for anyone looking to do this would be to keep your eye out. Look on websites, look in groups, look on social media. Don't discount personal recommendations. Talk to people. Take notes of places that you love, places you want to be, places others enjoy, and then contact them and ask if they hire work campers. Have a resume prepared and ready. Make sure it documents your previous work history and any skills that will translate into work camping. Know exactly what you need, not what you want, what you need in order to accept a position. Are you willing or able to accept a little less pay or even no pay in order to be in your dream location? There's nothing wrong with reaching out to introduce yourself and inquire if an employer is interested in discussing future work camping opportunities. Just remember, always be polite and professional and don't harass them. Reach out. If you don't hear anything after the first time, follow up. If you hear nothing back, move on. And lastly, once you get to the point of committing to a position, you'll enter into an agreement with the employer. This is usually called a Workhamper Agreement or a contract. And this is where you need to ensure all expectations for everybody are put into writing and signed by both parties. This will help everybody minimize the risk of surprises down the road. Let me know if you have any questions about work camping, about applying for positions, or even a resume. It worked for us to be able to get out there sooner, and I'd love to help you do the same.